Greetings, everyone. It is I, the Masked Man. That's right. You were not aware that such a thing was going to be happening, but yes, the man you know as Umber Rays is gone, and now a new Masked Man has come to teach you and tell you about Gundam-related SD Gundam Eternal. Boy, that name is long. But anyway, in this world of insatiable gacha desires, you may be wondering, why that mask? That mask looks familiar. Well, as it so happens, this is completely coincidental. It's not like I just had this mask laying around the house and went out on the weekend and tried to find a Gundam mask and found it ridiculously difficult. Seriously, I couldn't find it on Amazon or anything. If anybody wants to send me a new mask, an original mask, that would be amazing. But, you know, sometimes we just have to work with what we have. Insatiable desires. But anyway, yes, all the other masks were taken by some other weirdos, so this weirdo decided to use this mask, and it definitely, just for legal purposes, I'm not part of any thieves group. Just that's completely coincidental. Might actually have to repaint this mask just to make sure. But anyway, today we are here to talk about some stuff for SD Gundam, our first real updates. So let's get into it. I've wasted enough time faffing around about this, at least for now. So in the game news, we've hit version 1.05. Hopefully that is going to make the game a little bit more stable and a little bit better to play, as I have been testing it between PC and phone and emulators. And, you know, for the first little bit, at least version 1.03 or the launch version was a little bit rough. And it feels like performance has been improving, at least from my end. So that's nice to see. We've also hit, of course, 2 million downloads and a bunch of other stuff. As a matter of fact, just really quickly looking in here, version 1.05. Yeah, it's been released. Update details, resolution of an issue, selecting upgrade and dismantle, resolution after returning to title, and a bunch of other little fixes. So they're still basically hammering out this app, and given the multiple devices that are out there and emulators, very happy to see performance updates. But that is not all. We also have our first actual real update to do with this. Oh, sorry, kitten. Something was in the way, wasn't it? My little... That's right. The Masked Man has a little cat that's growing wild strawberries. It's crazy. Where was I? So we have this. Thank you for your continuous support. This is SD Gundam G Generation Eternal Team on April 30th at 12 p.m. Japanese Standard Time, which, given that this is the English version, I guess that's just auto set for my time. Or maybe it's just the international reset time. Don't know. But about Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Recollection, a brand new anime connecting the stories of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed and Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny. These main stages are divided into 2 chapters. The first half will focus on Kira's, second half will focus on Atherin's. Added Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Recollection to main stages. Updates for the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Development Diagram and Ultimate Unit, adding cumulative missions for the main stages. Looking at the story here, following the end of the second battle of Yakim Due, Saft and Earth begin to move towards ceasefire for a brief moment. Peace returns. But peace does not last long. Once again, the world is plunged into chaos. What will happen when it's just starting to heal? So this is getting, connecting the two. And it kind of makes sense because we got a little bit of an update, and this is taken from the Reddit SD Gundam G Generation community on Reddit. Shoutouts to them, and shoutouts to my Discord for sharing this with me. But we now have a little bit of an idea of what the next few months will look like in terms of content. Starting off with the first month with a limited event of Seed Estray, which is cool because I love the red frame, the blue frame, and the gold frame, and all the other little variations that came in with that. So I'm expecting some new URs that are going to be really powerful and, yeah, exciting. There's also that main stage and more, which I think we are basically getting a preview now. And given that the third month we are getting the main stage of Seed Destiny, it kind of makes a little bit of sense now that we are getting a one that connects it. And also that's kind of cool because you know, the connection between Seed and Seed Destiny is touched on a little bit, but if you're just watching the main media, like, that's not really too much there. So I'm pretty happy that we are getting this. We also have, for those people who are just not into Seed, Stardust Memory, as well as Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt December Sky. And who knows, maybe there is some more peppered things coming in these months. But it's exciting because there's that and more right down there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm really looking forward to all of this new content, looking forward to seeing exactly how good it is. But, you know, I'm a Seed fan, so I'm pretty happy to get right in there and see what is up. But we also have a little bit more previews. So starting off with this, this is a App Store website which shares a few extra details with us and some previews of new mobile suits coming to the game. So I just want to start at the bottom. We have this one. We have another Zaft one, which I think is more of from the MSVs, although don't quote me on that. Murasame's from the Orb Union. This is a test of how much that I actually remember from some of this. And some actual new mobile suits too, which honestly, this new one is probably the coolest thing out of everything that we're seeing from this webpage. Specifically, a new version of the Strike with Dragoon units. So that's just really, really cool. I'm pretty stoked for everything that we are seeing here. New main stages mean more gems for doing more pulls, so that all of that's exciting out there for people who are looking for more resources. But we also get a little bit of previews of some of the animations, including this new Zaft Din. I think it's a Din or a Sigu. I guess it's a Sigu because it looks too fancy to just be a Din. But with a trident spear, looking kind of cool, and some new characters as well hinted in there. So this is pretty cool. And it makes sense, Seed is pretty popular, so April 30th, we're going to be looking at a pretty big update with new machines and new content. But let's move on, because that's not all we are here to talk about today. I'm just going to touch on one last thing for this news video, which is a little bit of my own news. As you can see, we didn't really get too much other than a forced update kind of reward of some extra gems, which is always nice. But I do want to bring up the fact that I actually have a JP account now. And you may be saying, well, why Umbra? Not Umbra, Masked Man. Why did you decide to have this account? Well, technically, this is Umbra Ray's account, and the Masked Man needs his own account. So he has decided to join the JP side. Now, if you are still looking for some friend codes, well, here's mine. You can try it on the global version, and just mostly because I'm curious whether or not it works. But the main reason was just doing some rerolls on stream and whatnot. It didn't take me too long to get caught up to where I was previously, but then I've actually had pretty damn decent luck. And the big thing being that some of the differences with the JP account, with specifically extra banners that were only available on JP. And touching on those really quickly, one mobile suit that is available on JP that I've not found available on Global yet, and I'm curious for what reason this is. I actually haven't done any research, but this white Gundam from the new G-Quacks series, it's not G-Quacks, G-Quacks. Umbra Rays can't pronounce that correctly. I can. I am. For G-Quacks, this one is available for 1,000 paid stones. It doesn't have any of the upgrade materials, so I'm still kind of curious about how exactly that will happen other than just external sources of it, because there is only a one-time banner and that's it. There's also a one-time you are guaranteed banner, which, as it turns out, gave me a copy of a freedom. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good, but I have heard about the request for talking about all of the tier lists, and that one will get its own updated video. But I did want to touch on this JP account for me, the Masked Man, to counter that evil dastardly Umbra Rays, and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's all for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for following me, and let us continue this journey. insatiable desire. Later.